I didn't expect this from a Polo GTI. Out of all the cars I've owned, the BMWs, the Minis, the fast ones, the loud ones, I never thought a little Polo would catch me off guard the way this one does. And today, because the weather has completely ruined any chance of actually driving it, I'm going to show you guys why this car exists, why I bought it, and why it surprises me more than cars double its price. Now, when you hear the words Polo GTI, you don't think of a stage 3 build, and you probably don't think of 330 horsepower. You probably don't think about an IS20 Turbo, and you don't think a little hot hatch can embarrass cars way out of its league. But that's exactly what it is. And the best part, people laugh at these until they see exactly what's going on underneath. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let's start with the heart of it. And if I can actually make it to the car without slipping, we can open this up and I'll show you what's going on. I said 330 horsepower earlier, and I wasn't lying. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The IS20 Turbo at the back of this 1.8 litre engine. This definitely isn't a stock turbo, it's a proper upgrade from the stock unit. Having this on the car, it's now able to produce around 330 horsepower with 400 newton meters. And in a car like this, in a Polo, it's stupid. With a bigger turbo, of course, we've got to be able to feed that turbo with air. We've got a Racing Line R600 air intake, combined with a Ram air filter. Now, just with those little upgrades, the air intake noises on this thing are absolutely unreal and so addictive. Let's talk about the intercooler. Intercooler-wise, this thing is running a Voodoo Stage 3 intercooler. I don't really need to say anymore. It keeps the temps down, it does its job, and it's been faultless. It's all good having these lovely air intake noises, but everyone likes an exhaust tone as well. Let's talk about this. Now, this little thing right here, it's a Scorpion pipe. We'll just leave that as it is. Not really too sure what that thing does. But at the back of the hatch, that's where all the noise comes from. And it's because of this Scorpion non-resonated catback exhaust. And I think while we're on the subject of talking about the exhaust, let's hear it. Because this thing is no B58, it's no inline 6. But it does sound pretty good, especially for a 1.8 litre 4-pot. Now, the crazy thing about that exhaust is it sounds a little bit tinny when the exhaust is actually quite cold, but when it's warmed up, the tone completely changes. But like I talk about in all my videos, it's all good having the power, but you've got to have a car that can handle it and also brake. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the suspension and the braking system. Now, you can't really see it, but sitting inside there are Bilstein B14 coilovers. These make the car handle so unbelievably well. And the best thing about it being on coilovers is I can raise the height and lower it whenever I feel like it. And the suspension work doesn't stop there. We've got adjustable drop links because obviously when you raise a car and lower it, it's good to also adjust the drop links with whatever measurement you go for. And the fitment on this car, I think the fitment's looking pretty decent at the moment. No wheel spacers, but we've got Bowler FLE wheels, combined with Falcon FK520 tyres all round. Let me know what tyres you guys are running on your high power hot hatches, because this thing has some serious understeer as well as torque steer, which is obviously going to be noted with the power. But let me know tyre upgrades, I'd love to hear it. And if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you'll know I've got an M240i. That's sitting on PS5S's, Michelin Pilot Sport 5s all round. And they're actually really good. So should I put some of them on the Polo GTI? Let me know in the comments. Regarding more mods on the car, it's pretty much a maxed and designed body kit. I don't need to go into much detail with that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Why did I get this car? Why did I buy a Polo GTI of all things when I've come from having many BMWs? And a lot of you might know, I sold my M235i for this car. And if any of you know about BMW parts, replacing parts on a Polo, they're a lot cheaper than BMW parts. That's another reason I wanted to get this car. I already own a fast BMW, that being the manual M240i, and I wanted a fast hot hatch. And the main reason I have this car is because my wife has always dreamed of having a Polo GTI. It's her favourite car, and I thought if I'm going to get one, I have to get one that's at least stage 3. It just makes sense. And it's just so much fun to drive. 330 horsepower in this thing, I can't describe how enjoyable and how entertaining this thing is to drive. It honestly brings a smile to my face every time I drive it. And in case you're wondering, we are going to drive it in the snow today, so we'll see what happens. Do let me know in the comments, was it worth getting rid of the M235i for this, or do you think I've made a mistake? When I first drove this car, it honestly just made me smile. As you guys know, I drove the M235i up, basically got rid of that, took this thing in as a replacement, and honestly the drive home with my cousin, we were both speechless because we'd never really driven or been in a fast hot hatch, especially one that weighs just over a ton with 330 horsepower. The torque steer was incredible, and honestly when you got past 4k RPM, when that turbo really started to spool in, it literally just went. I can't wait to race this thing against the M240i and see what will win. And the crazy thing about this, coming from the BMW, is the fact that the turbo isn't super laggy. Yes, the B58's turbo isn't a big laggy turbo, but it is a lot bigger than the turbo on this car. Plus the chassis. Whenever I hop into the M240i now, it just feels heavy. But when I get into this thing, it honestly feels like I'm driving a paper bag with an engine. It's so light and so nimble, and you just feel like you can push it so much harder than the 2 Series. And if I had proper winter tyres with maybe studs and chains, I'd take this car out for a little bit more of a bash in the snow today because it would be fun. But honestly, it's bad enough in the dry, let alone when there's actual snow on the ground. Now this Polo is not something which people really expect to be fast. Most Polo GTIs are stock power, but occasionally you get to have a little race with somebody who thinks they've got a fast car, and this thing completely shows them up. It's such a fun car. I honestly love it, my wife loves it, and I love it. So it's all round the best thing we could have bought. So I didn't really expect this all from a Polo GTI. These things come with about 190 horsepower from the factory, and surprisingly, I'm sure that is enough. And I kind of wish I test drove a stock power one before hopping into this one, because I feel like a stock power Polo GTI might feel quite underwhelming compared to this one now. However, I'm definitely not complaining, because 330 horsepower in this thing is absolutely unreal. So I think it's time. Let's go for a drive, because for one, I keep slipping. 2, my fingers feel like they're about to absolutely fall off because it's -3 out here today. Regarding the interior, it's pretty much a basic Polo GTI interior. The seats are nice, they're comfy, the steering wheel feels good, and overall the car feels light. But one thing we didn't talk about though was the fact that this car is manual. The DSG boxes in these, I read up, apparently they can't handle high horsepower very reliably. Plus, as you guys know with my M240i, I love a manual car, especially where I live. It's way more engaging. So a manual Polo GTI was the only way to go. But now that we're in this thing, let's get it started up and let's try not to crash it. So the crazy thing is we kind of already can't get off this ice patch that I parked on. It's just such a fun drive. You can just kind of sit in it and it feels like you're in a box, but a box that kind of is a little bit scary at the same time. So getting a bit of speed coming down this road here, because there is ice and snow in the middle, my front splitter has basically turned into a snow plow, which isn't ideal. Let's try and put the power down a little bit then. The sound on this thing is insane. I don't know if you guys can hear that blow-off valve. Try and build up a bit of boost again without actually spinning the wheels. Woo! This thing is scary in the snow. I'm not going to push it too much because I don't want to bin it, and if I did, my wife would be very mad. Yeah, this thing is fast. Very fast. And there we have it. This is the Polo GTI. Did you expect this much from a Polo GTI, or has the Stage 3 completely blown your mind and it was something you weren't expecting? If it was, then leave a like. Apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching today. If you want to see a load more content on my M240i and this Polo GTI, then hit subscribe. It's completely free and you get to watch loads more videos like this on the channel. Apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye for now.